How the song goes, it's been a long time coming, baby. It's your boy, Mr. Amp, coming to you live, solo edition, first edition. Let's go. I kept hearing that call, kept hearing it. Started out as whisper, then it got a little louder, and now it's yelling at me. So instead of trying to make sure I make everything perfect, we're just gonna hit the gas and go. Taking y'all along for the ride, talking this cowboy talk. So one of your first questions may be, who is or what is AMP, right? AMP is an acronym that I came up with for myself. When I played ball back in the day, back in school, I had a coach that used to always tell me, son, make the play. Make the play. Don't let the play make you. So hence my name, AMP. Always making plays. That's right. And on this channel, that's what we're going to be about. We're going to be about making plays. I make a play. You make a play. And when all of us make plays, the only other ending is a win. Now, if you're wondering, trying to figure out how I came about liking them boys, for me, it started at a very early age. For those who don't know, I am the son of a coach. And my father introduced me to the game probably before grade school. And watching him coach, he actually coached for a middle school. He was the head coach for a middle school and D coordinator also for the local high school. High school I actually ended up graduating from. But my dad taught me all of the beginning lessons I needed to know about the game. My fondest memories of him are being in the street. You know how we do it, holding a football, running routes, teaching me how to catch with my hands, not my body. I knew all of the basics. I knew almost the whole route tree before. Matter of fact, I knew the whole route tree before I got to middle school. And as a pup, everybody growing up had a set of alphabet blocks, right? And being heavily involved in practically all of his practices, I got to learn the plays. So even as a child, as a wee pup, I used to take my blocks, lay them out on the floor, 11 on one side, 11 on the other. And I would script those plays and execute them with building blocks, alphabet building blocks. So for those who want to say, oh man, you hadn't been around long enough to see those 3 championships the Cowboys won in the 90s, when in actuality, I knew exactly what was going on because of the training that I had. And so I took that, and I just always remember sitting down and watching the game with him, watching the Star, watching the Cowboys. I was like, man, they got some cool blue uniforms, and it just stuck. So in my family, cowboy is not just simply a fad or something that we do. It's a way of life. Fast forward a couple years, like we all do, I stepped into Little League. My very first number was 22, and of course, my very first position was running back. After that year, I would wear and put on the number that I would wear for the rest of my career, and that is the number of my favorite Cowboys player ever, Mr. Primetime. You know him as Deion Sanders. Um, it was just for me with Deion, it was his swag, his attitude, his mouth. And then on top of that, it's the way that he backed it up. See, it's a lot of people that's gonna talk trash, right? Get in your face, attempt to get a little nasty. You know, they want to poke at you, get you off your game. But the thing about Prime that I love so much is he always backed it up. He always made plays. So, you know, I know he didn't start his career with Dallas and he didn't finish his career with Dallas, right? That's beside the point. But what he did, what he brought to the table, and his versatility, it ain't too many better. I mean, I had a lot of other favorite Cowboys players, right? Emmett, Michael, Jay, Dez in more recent years, Romo, you know, but it's something about that 21, man. And so here we are, the beginning of 2023, final week of the regular season, right? If I had to give one word to describe what I've seen from our team this year, it would simply be relentless. If you had told me that after a poor performance in week one and Dak would be unavailable for 5 weeks, right? I would tell you the season's over with. Done. Hang it up. Try again next year, right? But I saw Cooper Rush get in there and make plays. It wasn't the prettiest. It wasn't the flashiest. Might not have been the most conventional. He got it done. Your offensive line, beginning of the year, a lot of questions. Ty Smith goes down early, as anticipated, right? But then this new young rookie we got, Tyler Smith, steps in at left tackle and balls out from day one. How beautiful is that? Guys that we had questions about stepping up to the plate. And then if you allow me to jump around real quick, fast forward to, week 15 and 16, 17, we're talking about how we miss LVE. That's right. We're missing LVE, Leighton Vander Esch. Got rid of Tristan Hill. Just got rid of James Washington. Recently picked up T.Y. Hilton. As I call him, thank you, Hilton, because I'm grateful for him. He's come in and made a difference just like that. So even when guys go out and we plug in, it's not just simply a matter of plug and play, but it's plug and make plays. Despite all the obstacles that we've been through, despite an offensive coordinator who hadn't always made the smartest decisions, despite a head coach who sometimes seems timid to make decisions, despite a defense that at times, quite frankly, this year has been very porous, especially against the run. Then your number two cornerback, who has been fairly solid within this past year, even though he's gotten burnt at times, relentless, constantly coming back, shaking off the previous play before, lining it back up to make it happen. Relentless. I know in years past, the Dallas Cowboys and their marketing scheme has tried to drive home the the thought of finish this fight, right? If I had a chance to sit in a room with them right now, I'd say, be relentless. Be relentless. Our pass rush, we've seen it kind of diminish over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if it's because teams have kind of figured out our scheme and how we plan to attack them, with our edge rushers. And, we've kind of gotten stagnant and stale with Micah Parsons more recently. I don't know what it is, right? But we still find a way. Be relentless. So what? One door closes, right? Knock it down. Find another door. Find another way. We don't know who we playing in the playoffs, but guess what? We're there. We'll be there. And it doesn't matter whether it's going to be Brady or Rodgers, hell, Geno Smith, Mr. Purdy from San Fran. No matter who it is. We have to take the aim and the focus of being relentless. And that's something you're going to get from this channel. I'm coming to you right now live on my very first live video here on YouTube. No bells, no whistles, just me and my background. And by the way, since I said background, right? This edifice that I'm sitting in has been in the making for almost 3 years. When I first closed on this home, my backyard had a lot of space, and I thoroughly enjoy sitting down on Sundays, Thursdays, and any given Monday and watching football. I also enjoy an occasional cigar every now and then, just to clear my head and sit down and think about life. And knowing that, I said, man, I cannot have a space within the four walls of the house. So I purchased this shed, she shed, man cave, whatever you want to call it, bomb shelter. It's mine. And when I purchased this thing, it was nothing in here but four walls and frames. The only work that I cannot take credit for is I had a friend of mine who's a certified electrician come and wire the electricity from the house here. Every other single piece of work that you see here came with my own blood and sweat. It was times where I asked people to come help me, one reason or another. They might have been too busy, got tied up, forgot, whatever, right? So guess what? Cool beans. I ain't gonna sweat it. I'm just gonna make the play. I had never done any type of work like this, but guess what? I have several degrees and I've graduated magna cum laude from YouTube University. I never hung a sheet of drywall a day in my life. Guess what? That wall behind me is still standing. Put together with these two hands. Even the ceiling above me. These two hands. I didn't look around for somebody to help me. I made the play. And as you come along this ride with me here on Amp Sports, that's what we're going to be about. Amplifying. Making plays. If it's something to be discovered, figured out, no stone unturned. No stone left unturned. We're going to amplify it. So I just wanted to give you all a brief introduction, if you will. Give you a little bit about myself. Not too much, though, because I want you to come back. And to those who have pushed me to go ahead and get my own channel, I want to thank you. I personally want to thank you, West Coast Cowboy. I personally want to thank you, Boss Cowboy Sports. I personally want to thank you, Mr. Landlord from Alabama. because you guys helped me and pushed me and gave me courage when I might have been a little too hesitant to go ahead and get this thing popped off. So guess what? As you've heard before, it's DC for well. I ain't going nowhere. The Cowboys ain't going nowhere. And you're going to watch me build this thing from the ground up. Before it's all said and done, I will be one of the best, and I promise you, one of the best cowboy content creators out there. And like my favorite player, Primetime, says, when he took his new job at Colorado, I'm coming. Tell your friends. Tell all your Cowboys, homeboys, and homegirls, I'm coming. Amp is coming. Coming to a mirror near you. Be blessed.